This is too much broadcasting together, fellas.
Oh, shut up. Hey, mushrooms. They're the chat at the moment.
Shut up.
It's the big chat. There's
How
mushrooms.
how do I get the seat to recline?
Press the button that says recline.
Well, I am, but it's not.
It's locked, that's why. It's got the kitty lock on, so hold that down until it all lights up. There you go.
There's allegations that couch is already haunted, by the way, because we were just sitting here before you came in, Manaia, and that happened. That literally happened without anyone pushing the button. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, you comfortable now?
Yeah, I am. I was just checking the rundown. Is there something on there about us training with the Warriors?
Yeah, we're going to put that at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you guys are up to.
I need everyone
today.
to know that that's happening.
Have you ever cooked a beef Wellington?
No. I've never eaten a beef Wellington.
I think I've eaten one. I think I had one in an English pub on a Sunday, like your Sunday roast. You can order the beef Wellington.
Have you seen that there's already dark tourism starting to pop up around Leongatha, the town where the mushroom thing happened?
That'd be quite a good tourism thing. Go pick mushrooms in Leongatha and...
Yeah, unintended consequence of her cooking that beef Wellington is that David Farrier is now sniffing around in her backyard.
What do we know about Leongatha? Is it a small town?
It's
only what I've learned in the last 2 years via Aziz Al Sa'afin.
So it's no Last Stop Larimer. I think it's a bit bigger than that.
Okay, right.
I don't know if I should say this, but I know a person who met the lady from Last Stop Larimer.
Oh, which one?
Fran.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Fran.
The baker lady.
Yeah,
No?
who made the pies.
Yes.
Jeez, what is it with small town Australians and baking things?
Yeah, because
And
apparently
people going missing.
But yeah, because apparently she put that guy in the pies.
That's right.
That was one of the theories.
It's either that or the guy that used to own the motel with the crocodile, and he threw the body into with the crocodile.
Yeah. Then you got the skin and bones dude who crushes 24 cans of 4X a day.
Yeah, and then sung a song about offing Paddy with the hammer, and then peeled out of his hearing in a Holden Commodore ute. That's the most Australian thing of all time. Anyway, Fran definitely knows. Aaron Patterson guilty.
Yeah, so of killing 3 people and attempted murder of one other.
I kind of think that often when there's a hearing like that, a trial, obviously there needs to be due process and, innocent until proven guilty, but there should be a bit of a common sense sort of clause in there. If everyone comes in, like if you go to work drinks and after 3 beers everyone goes, hey, everyone thinks Tim sucks, eh? And everyone's oh my God, thank God you said that. Yeah, everyone in here hates working with Tim. They should have that at court. All right, we'll have 3 or 4 beers and then we go. So she did it, right?
Because I think she has suffered from what's known as the Mark Lundy, which is that she's looked dangerously guilty from the start.
Yeah.
And given all the signs of someone who is not grieving but just kind of trying to get away with something.
That's the interview, man. The interview in the driveway did her no favors, where she agreed to talk. Because if 3 people had just died at your house
as a result of your meal,
I'm not fucking talking to the
be traumatized. Yeah,
it's up there with the people that someone dies and then their neighbours on TV the next day being interviewed by the news. Like, I just never saw it coming.
Such a quiet guy. Family guy.
If someone died in the house next to me, you will not see my face on the fucking news. I don't want to be associated with that story. I don't want the guy who killed that person to see me talking shit about them on there either. You know what I mean?
So is that her equivalent, that interview on the telly is maybe Lundy's kind of scrum packing in the Blue Blocker moment?
Yeah, the funeral scrum.
6,000 people in Leongatha, by the way.
Oh, that's not many.
No.
Yeah, it's not many. It's more than Larimer.
2,754 dwellings with an average household size of 2.26, according to the latest census data.
I mean, what this trial has done, though, not good for mushrooms in general.
No, bad for mushrooms.
Not big for Big Shroom. Big Shroom are going to have to do a lot to bring back the likes of the button and the portobello and the shiitake.
Well, for example, we tried to get a mushroom expert on the breakfast show this morning.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't come on. They were like,
I'd like
to distance myself from this. I was like, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, fair enough. And I'm sorry for asking you.
I'd like to just maybe we should have got them on and just asked them where to find the best magic mushrooms in New Zealand was.
Is this worse for Big Mushroom than what you did with Frango Bonica in Vegas?
They were mushroom gummies.
Off the back of some
mushroom
gummies? Right, so a bit different, you think?
I think so.
Is this worse for mushrooms than what you did in rural Holland, rolling in a thing of dog shit?
Once again, they weren't mushrooms. They were truffles.
Right. Okay. Was this
magic
worse
truffles
for Big Mushroom than what you did on the back of a sailboat, I won't say where you were travelling, but when you swore that there was a shrimp driving
Listen, yes.
or captaining the vessel?
There might have been some paperwork involved in that.
Oh, that was different.
Is this worse for mushrooms
okay.
than that time in Awakuni where
A station went off
where
here.
the radio Hauraki went off here?
Okay, we're going to move on now. Live from the Export Beer Garden Studios, this is The Agenda with a breakfast podcast from Monday the 8th of July. That really didn't go well for me.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
One of the beautiful parts of a podcast is that you can go back and put that into a podcast. I wish we could have gone back and put that in the radio show that we did this morning.
That was a well executed bit from the fellas.
From the cricket desk. I don't know why there's far too much Zimbabwe content coming out of the cricket desk at the moment. But
no one wants to play there.
Yeah, I know. And South Africa are currently in the middle of a test match there. They scored 650 odd for 5.
Declared.
And they declared and then bowled Zimbabwe out for 150.
Oh my God.
And they're like 30 for 2.
If I was a South African player and their captain was the guy who scored a bajillion runs,
Juan Mulder,
I would be like, if this is how you guys are going to play, then fuck yes, we're going to drill you into the core of the earth.
Well, they are.
We're going to score, but I wouldn't declare. I'd
score 1,000.
Bet for 5 days, score 2,000, and take the draw.
Well, Juan Mulder has done something very un-South African. He hammered 367 not out, so he's 34 runs short of equaling Brian Lara's world record 401 that he got against England. He could, by the sounds of it, could have cruised to a score of over 400, but out of respect, he declared and he discussed it with the coach. And his quote was, Brian Lara is a legend. He got 401 against England. For someone of that stature to keep the record is pretty special, Mulder said at the close of play. I think if I get a chance again, I'll do the same thing.
What do you boys think of this? Because I think this is quite a strange decision.
Yeah.
Because I've got a question for you fellas. What if you were, Beauden Barrett, and you had a chance in a Rugby World Cup in a match against Georgia to break Dan Carter's points record for the All Blacks?
Yeah.
Are you going to convert that penalty, or are you going to take that conversion, or are you going to kick for touch?
Well, that's a good point, because we actually had a similar situation where Whitelock was about to knock off, I think, Richie McCaw's record for the most caps for the All Blacks.
Yeah.
And we said out of respect to Richie, he should retire.
When you say we, you did.
I said out of respect for Richie, he should retire, and he didn't.
Yeah.
This guy did retire. But I just think, look, if you beat the record, then you beat the record.
Because we're going to play. I hope we don't do that.
No.
I hope that Tom Latham gets to 399 and hits a 6 and walks off and can suck on that Brian Lara.
Yeah, does the full degeneration X.
Yeah. Because if that was Travis Head, do you think he would, playing for Australia against Zimbabwe, do you think he would go out of respect for Brian Lara?
No.
He's charging down the wicket and putting it out of the ground.
Sam Constas would have scored 700 and would not have walked off the field. But but the other part of it is, I think, for that South African team, if I was them, I'd have been like, right, fellas, fill your boots, get your averages up. This is going to be great for all of our careers. You know, we're all going to make a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Anyone who actually follows cricket would be like, massive asterisks beside that triple ton you had against Zimbabwe, where you guys batted for 5 consecutive days and didn't get out. But the IPL, I reckon, don't. They would have just been like, do you want the guy who just scored 300 in a test the other day? 100% you do.
And scoring runs is hard.
Yeah.
I don't know, that sounds obvious, but getting through to 367 or whatever this bloke got through, that's a wild amount of batting.
Most people couldn't do that on an empty field.
Yeah, because you just get to 100 and go, get to 200, get to 300, man. He was almost to 400 and he said, out of respect, I'm going to retire.
But actually, that's a good point you raised, because so what, you scored a respectful 367 not out, did you?
The 5th highest score ever.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, so, but that's where you drew the line? You wanted to be respectful there. Who were the other people in the top 10 that he knocked off? Couldn't give a fuck about them. To be fair, 4 of them were probably Brian Lara.
So New Zealand, we've got 2 tests. We've got a bunch of T20s, I believe, against South Africa and Zimbabwe in some sort of 3-way Tri-Nations situation. It's starting next week. But then we've got 2 tests, and the tests don't count for the World Test Championship. As a result, Steady the Ship has gone, I'll pass, thanks.
Yeah.
Devon Conway has gone, I'll pass, thanks.
Yeah.
Michael Bracewell, the Beast, he's gone, I'll pass, thanks. As they're all playing short form cricket in England. And I think Ben Sears might be injured as well, which has meant that Matt Fisher, the Northern District's pace bowler, a lot of people saying, who the hell's that?
I reckon he's our fastest bowler from what I remember from him.
He is. He was one of New Zealand's
following him quite
quickest
closely.
bowler. He was the under-19 bowler who was getting heaps of wickets in the under-19 World Cup.
World Cup there.
He's at 51 first-class wickets. Apparently rapid. Apparently very rapid, the Fish.
Yeah.
Where's he from, Manaia?
Hey? Who's that?
Northern Districts.
Is he a Northern Districts man?
Got his law degree
Up
down
north.
in Dunedin.
Yeah, but he went down to Dunners for uni.
Law, yeah.
And so, I like to think of him as an Otago man.
Nice. How does he go with the bat? Isn't he good? Do we know?
No.
Oh, look, he can swing it.
He can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's no Trent Bolt.
No, right,
No
okay.
Trent Bolt.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Fish out there. I've been waiting. Long overdue.
Raw pace.
Raw pace.
Raw pace.
Athletic ability. If his body can hold up.
That's right. So we can't wait to bring you the updates of New Zealand's tour of Zimbabwe.
Initially, when there was no World Test Championship points up for grabs in this, I was like, that's a crock of shit. But then I looked at that South African dude scoring 367 against Zimbabwe. I was just like, oh, that's fair.
Well, that's how South Africa qualified for the most recent World Test Championship.
Does that count? No, surely not.
Don't know.
Their one. You would hope not,
doesn't count. So basically, Zimbabwe doesn't count. Is that the rule? Is it? I think is there only tier 1 playing nations which you can get points on? So you can't rack up points against Afghanistan or Zimbabwe or Ireland.
It's tough for us though, then, isn't it? Because it puts a lot of pressure on the big.
That's all we
tests
play
that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that means we just have to drill West Indies. We have to drill Pakistan. We have to drill South Africa now.
And then eke out in England or something.
Yeah. Eke out in England or pull a India out of the bag and beat them 3-0 in India. That's what stuffed their World Test Championship. It wasn't just the embarrassment of losing to us, but we also stuffed their chances of winning the World
Mana
Test.
taken off them.
Yeah.
But I also think that because what plays against India is they play so many tests, and if they have a bad slump, then it counts really poorly for them. Whereas for us, all we need to do is have a good little run there because we play way fewer and it goes on percentage.
Yeah.
We only need to win a handful. Conversely, if we lose a few, we're also fucked. But,
Yeah.
But it worked out for us last time.
Yeah, because we had such a good home record there that in the lead up to that World Test Championship final, we were unbeatable at home.
Yeah.
But we never played Australia at home.
It's very cricket. Any other tournament, and I know it's not a tournament, it's a championship, but they would have an even amount, and I play you at your place, you play me at our place, whatever. But there's none of that in cricket.
No, none at all. Hey, you got a big afternoon coming up, you fellas.
Yes.
I'd love to join you, but I've got to see a man about a dog.
Yeah. Busy all of a sudden, yeah. We're going out to fulfill a childhood dream of mine.
Yes.
We're going to train with the Warriors this afternoon.
What did you say on the show this morning? Can you just repeat exactly pretty much verbatim what you said? Because it just summarised our feelings on it perfectly.
That when I found out about this, it felt like I was living out a childhood dream, but now that the day's coming around, I actually really don't want to do it.
Yeah, so you get to go out and get put through a training with Tohu Harris and SJ.
Sean Johnson, yeah.
Can you ask him why he pulled the pin on the agenda?
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I can ask him that.
I'm not. I'm going to distance myself from it.
Yeah. We did interview him of sorts.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ask him if he knows what a Polish three-way is. Because that's what you guys did to him, which is...
Hey, we were promoting his show.
A radio term for an interview that someone actually wasn't there for. It's called a Polish. And you guys three-wayed him on that. A non-consensual Polish as well.
It was a non-consensual
He
Polish.
didn't know. So, but free promo, like you said.
Yeah.
And now, why would he come in? Because...
Yeah, we can just three-way him with Hosking.
Yeah.
I'm happy to pretend that I'll ask him some confronting questions, but what really is going to happen is I'm going to rock up and compliment his new TV show, tell him he's amazing, and how much the Warriors miss him this season.
Yeah.
Carry out a training with the TAB boys,
Anthony, think about making a comeback after seeing Luke Metcalf.
That's actually what I will be asking him,
So him and Toy Harris. The only issue I have, and they both seem like really nice guys, but I've been around a lot of retired athletes and current professional athletes. They hate nothing more than Joe Bloggs thinking they could do what these guys do.
Yeah.
Even like a club player, they fucking hate hearing that person thinks they could do.
Yeah, I reckon I could hit it up in the NRL.
They hate it, and that has been that's the pretense of this. What we're about to do this afternoon.
But I don't think you guys are going in thinking you could ever play the NRL.
No, but
Holy shit, no.
no, but they've been told that's what we're there to do. They've been told that we're going out there to be like, these guys think they could be NRL players, put them through their paces.
Oh.
And that is what's terrifying.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad about that dog that I got to see this afternoon.
Because I think Tohu's going to see me showing up, probably not where I'd like to be in my fitness journey, and be so offended. I think he seems like a really nice guy. I don't think but I feel like Sean may put a shot on me.
I think so.
He might.
Yeah.
If he's holding the bags, I don't know. I also saw that in part of the rundown. I don't want to give too much away, but part of it is like a conditioning session.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't need that.
No, that's part
That's
1B.
over the top.
Yeah.
I saw that come through on the run sheet from Carl.
Conditioning.
Just a video of my mud guts would be enough to be like,
Maybe
there
take
you go, he's pretty out of shape.
take some Timotei or something and just condition.
What's Timotei?
Shampoo.
The last thing I'm going to do
Shampoo
is
and
rock up to
conditioner.
that shoot and take the piss out of anything.
Okay.
I'm terrified.
Okay, we'll take a quick break because I've got some audio here of the All Black debutant who can shred on a guitar.
Oh.
So we've been sent a video of Christian Lio-Willie, Big Willie, at high school as part of a band playing Layla on stage. He's playing lead guitar, and a person you might know, Jordan.
Michael?
Jordan from... No, Jordan, who edits a lot of our videos.
Oh, Jordan
Jordan from Vision.
Yes, so he's on rhythm. Okay, here we go. It's a bit grainy, but this is them at high school.
I'm Robin, I play the bass. This is Christian on the lead guitar.
Yep.
This is Jordan on rhythm guitar.
Yep.
And Luke on drums.
Okay, here we go. Jordan starts it off with the rhythm. There's Jordan.
Find it.
Here comes Big Willie. Here he is.
Oh. Holy shit.
Wait for it. Here it comes. Go Big Willie. Go Big Willie.
Wow, that was incredible.
He's also
The kid can shred.
He's also a qualified dentist.
What?
Yes.
Jordan.
No. Willie. God. Big Willie. Why would he be doing video editing here when he's...
Well, why's Willie playing rugby?
Because he loves code. Smashing people.
Oh, my God.
So there you go. Man of many talents.
Yeah.
Christian Lio, Big Willie.
Why do his teeth look like that then?
I don't think... Because it's one of those things. It's like...
How dare you?
I don't think a dentist has to have good teeth. Because you don't look after your own. You don't like give yourself veneers, do you?
I don't even know what his teeth look like.
So there you go. Something you didn't know about the latest All Black debutant.
Yeah.
I mean, what they should do? We talked extensively yesterday about the human disco ball that
the halftime
yeah.
entertainment.
that took care of the halftime show on Saturday night. Maybe we should get Christian out in the middle.
Christian Big
shredding.
Just shredding on a fucking league guitar.
I just imagine him just like, hey, Razor, can we speed this up? I'm going to duck out there and just play Layla for a second.
I would have rather seen him in a human disco ball dress and shredding than what they actually rolled out.
That's like Jackie Moon, player, owner, coach, wrestling a beer at halftime at semi-pro.
Also, another news, Ma'a Nonu. Ma'a Nonu. Ma'a Nonu.
Is it Ma's sister?
Ma'a Nonu. Maya? It's his sister. Manaia Nonu.
Yeah.
He signed another contract and 1 year extension with Toulon.
Wow.
At the age of 43.
Jesus, what a beast!
Yeah.
Because he scored for them, eh?
Does he hate his family? Does he hate he just doesn't want to just face life after rugby?
Because I heard he was in a camper van around around the south of France for another promo.
Is he still running the singular kind of coloured braid?
Yeah, the blonde braid.
He's still got the dreads. He's still rolling the dreads.
Was he running some kind of Hurricanes colourway at some stage through the lid as well?
It's also ridiculous. Like, I would understand if it was like a halfback. You know, every now and then you see a halfback playing till like 39. But for a second five to play the way that he played at the highest level for over a decade, still doing the damn thing. Like, it's one thing to go and play for East Coast in the Heartland Championship,
or play over in the States.
Or
Like-
play over in the States for
Yeah.
the San Diego Legion.
Yeah.
But to go and play in like a genuine competition, and he scored, I think, in their quarterfinal.
Yeah. Too long.
It's ridiculous.
He must be having a whale of a time. He must be like, I'm staying here.
Yeah, I just sort of wonder if that's just his lot. Like, he's a rugby player. That's what he does. You know what I mean? Does a spider begrudge getting up to make a new web every morning, or does it just spin another one because it's a spider? You know what I mean?
In Wimbledon news, the Hawkeye software on centre court for the electric line calling, because I just noticed for the first time in this round of 16, seeing old Yannick Sinner win that match after the other guy tore his pec to pieces.
Dimitrov, or
Dimitrov.
whatever his name was. Yeah.
Took his titty off. And I noticed that there was only ball kids out there, and there was no line judge, because usually there's some Bombalatti there bent over in full kind of Wimbledon gear.
Yeah.
And goes,
I think one of the prerequisites for that role is you have to have a muffin top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It's like
so.
being a greyhound trainer.
And so none of them were there. I was like, there is, and it's because they've got this new electric line calling. However, there was an issue.
Uh-oh. Who would have thought?
Someone turned it off.
I mean, that feels like an issue, doesn't it?
Someone turned it off. So they're like, so one of the players who's complained.
But did it happen while it was off? Or?
Yeah. So a crucial stage between Sonia Kartal and Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova.
She used to produce the breakfast show.
Yep. Their fourth round match at a crucial time that it was off, and so they're arguing that was out. And
What do you mean at a crucial time it was off? I think the entire time is a crucial time.
The crucial time was while the game was on.
Yeah. And obviously the referee, the match ref, is relying on it. So if he or she hasn't noticed or was not looking.
Well, how would they know?
They'll be like,
until it happened.
No, it didn't go off. And then someone backstage is going, fuck.
This is the problem.
What if I turn it back on now? Will anyone know?
I was having a beer with my old man over the Christmas break last year, and we were talking about what his worst memories of growing up watching me play sport was, and it was when I was in my tennis phase and he had to do the umpiring. It's because it is just the worst types of people that are making the most biased calls.
Yeah.
And I can imagine in a situation like that, because I think the umpire is by tradition supposed to be able to judge from up on their seat if it's in or out or anything like that.
Yeah, but
and
if
then
they're
you
on
go to
their
the
phone.
linesman.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
isn't there it goes up to an age group level where there is no referee?
Yes.
It's up to the
Yes.
players?
So
Which is just so shit, by the way.
I worked with a professional
speed
sports person who was a very handy tennis player when he was growing up, and he would come up to Auckland to play in age grade tournaments. And so it was self-umpired, and you got one overrule per person, and if you had two disputes, then they'd bring an umpire in for your game. And he was like, I would contest the first one every single time. By the time the second one rolls around, this kid's gone in the head.
Yeah.
Because that was blatantly out, and I've overruled it. I'm like, no, it wasn't out. By this stage, they've brought an umpire over, and they can clearly see what's going on, but it doesn't matter because this kid's in tears. And I'm winning the tournament.
You just need someone to tell you if it's in and out, don't you?
Can't believe
Yeah.
Stephen Donald would do that to some poor kid.
We were playing tennis at school, and there was a kid sitting up umpiring us, and as I was playing, he kept hitting balls at me. I was like, you hit one more ball at me, I'm going to scone you. So he hit another one at me. I turned around, branded him with another ball. He jumped off and just flew into a rage. You know when you're like 10, 11,
Yeah.
you fly into that uncontrollable rage?
Yeah.
We had 2 tennis courts at our school, and I was just doing laps of the 2 nets while he was chasing me with his racket to try and kill me. And all of the teachers were female, so I kept running past Mrs. Firth going, Simon's about to kill me with this racket here. She goes, you're just going to have to keep running. We've gone to get the groundskeeper, Mr. Matheson.
Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah, groundskeeper Willie's coming, but until he gets here, you're just going to have to keep doing laps. And so I ran laps for like 5 minutes until Mr. Matheson could get over from the back of the school.
Can you remember when we faced a professional tennis player's serve?
Yes.
Before the ASB Open or
Yes.
wherever it was called? That was quite challenging.
It was. I returned one, then he hit it back to me just gently, and I hit one between my legs back to him.
Yes.
He then aced me about 8 consecutive times after that.
That's, again, one of these things where we film stuff with professional athletes.
Yeah.
And you do one thing. So
If you
for
take the
example-
piss,
Yes.
yeah.
Or if you do one, like say this afternoon you're with Sean Johnson, he passes you the ball, you snap off a droppy from like 35 out and just kind of casually walk away.
Yeah.
He's going to fuck you up the next.
It'll be if Tohu's holding a pad
Yeah.
and you put a little bit too much oomph into it,
Yeah.
and then the next time you come down, he's going to be looking to take your head off.
Yeah, that's right. I also remember they branded us at the end. Remember, because if you didn't hit more than 3 serves back, you had to go and put your hands up against the back wall.
Someone taunted him.
Yeah. Oh,
I can't remember what it was because he missed. They hit it at someone and they were like, you missed.
He hit me right in the ass, like right in the asshole.
Tennis ball.
Yeah.
Ouch.
At pace.
Yeah.
It'd be so good to be so accurate like that, where you could just line up someone and
just to be good at something.
You're good at stuff, man. You're like good at talking and stuff. Yeah. Hey, before we get to the yours pleasers today, we've got some updates from the events, the All Black events, the Champagne Live events with Export Ultra. This weekend, Shed 22, it's pretty much sold out. There is a few spaces available, a few tables available, so you've got to get in quick there. To book, text Shed to 3236. You'll get a link, go through there and you can book. It's got all the details there, but that's pretty much at capacity. And then in Hamilton, Roaming Giant, text ACC to 3236. There's 4 tables left at the Roaming Giant.
Until it's full.
Until it's full.
And there won't be any more.
And there won't be any more. There's 2-for-1 specials all night. There's the commentary. There's no tickets available for the games yet, so you might as well head along. This is the next best thing. And get amongst it. Lee Hart's going to join us down in Wellington, James McConey in Hamilton. So things could go horribly wrong. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with yours, please. And hopefully we've got some breakfast yours, pleases.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Radio, this is the section of the show where we play your feedback. Don't forget, if we don't play it, don't worry. We have the Yours Please Omnibus, where we play every single one out that we don't get round to on the weekend. And if you're a Radio Hauraki breakfast listener, you can do the same thing. There is a little microphone button in the right-hand corner of your iHeartradio app. You smash that. You've got a nice, tight and bright 30-second window to give us your best piece of content or worse, or maybe you just want to abuse me about being a Chiefs fan, or a mashy about being from Canterbury.
A mudfish.
Yeah, a mudfish. First one. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day fellas. On Richard Hadley and his amazing ability to market his image, I might or might not have spent $130 on a signed framed photo of Richard Hadley batting and bowling with his teams that he played for and all of his stats on it, which I believe his wife had to remark it because she couldn't find my address. Anyway, good to see him swindling in the gold.
First point really quickly, is that guy a flight captain for New Zealand affairs, and he should be?
It does sound like it.
I was going to say, Darth Vader's never sounded so young.
Well, Diane Hadley. Did you see Diane Hadley's hot take on Richard Hadley over the weekend? We reposted on his birthday. Never forget the moment that Richard Hadley did a live cross on 7 Sharp with 50 Shades of Grey and the bookshelf behind him.
Yeah.
So we posted it, and shots fired by Diane Hadley. She DM'd straight back. Shame he hasn't read it. I love Diane.
She's the best of us.
Lady Diane. That $130, money well spent.
Yeah, I'd say $130 is good.
Yeah, if it's a signed photo of him batting and bowling and the stats of his Nottinghamshire and his Canterbury and his New Zealand career, then that's...
I will appreciate.
It will, certainly. I mean, when he eventually passes away, it's going to be worth a lot more, obviously. But while he's alive, he's still signing shit. Don't worry about that. So,
do you openly speak about that purchase that you made with Paul Ford, the vehicle purchase that you made?
Oh, we've got his car.
Yeah, so you bought his car, and I imagine that cost at the time a little bit more than $1,300. Oh, what was it?
$130. Yeah, it did cost. Yeah, the Alfa Romeo, the 1986 Alfa Romeo that he won in Australia for Man of the Series.
That's right.
But because it's a charity, it's a tax write-off, though, right?
Yeah, correct. Correct.
It's the rort you're running. What I want to get hold of is the Lance of the Vittori one in Sri Lanka or wherever.
Yeah, and did the handbrake with, and he had like
Scott Styris, isn't it?
Styris and Fleming.
Yeah,
and I think Nathan Astor in the back.
Yeah. What if that ever come back across to the side of the globe one?
I don't. I think that's gone. No, because Dan did the thing that you're supposed to do, and he took the cash equivalent and it went into a team fund for the end of the tour,
right?
After doing a handbrake. The thing about that handbrake is, firstly, Vittoria's a shocking driver.
Yeah.
And secondly,
runs in the
people were chasing him on the field. Can you remember?
Yes.
And,
yeah.
and he did a handbrake and nearly wiped out.
Go and watch the clip again.
They stormed the
so
field.
Good.
Yeah. I think I've heard him talking about it because it was Styris and Fleming just giving it to him, like do a handbrake because he wasn't going to initially.
Yeah.
And then he's like, fuck it. Got to.
In the outfield as well.
Yeah.
Imagine a groundsman in New Zealand if you drove a Lancer around the boundary and you ripped a handbrake.
Oh,
Bay Oval or something?
They'd go insane.
Oh my God, it would go. First of all, you're allowed to start it.
No.
And we bring back the car as well, by the way.
Yeah, as a giveaway.
Yeah.
I think it's a tough optic because the perception is these guys are rich anyway. And it's like, everyone's so broke. You're like, oh, you're going to give the rich guy a free car, are you?
The Block still does it. Well, me and the Mitty, we watched the Block AU, and they're still giving away Ford Rangers and stuff. And it's a good touch giving away a car.
Yeah, but usually it comes with giving it away for a year.
Yeah. They drive it off the lot and then it's like,
T's and C's apply.
Yeah, road user. You have to pay all the insurance and road users. Anyway.
Bring back the Block. Yeah. Bring back what?
What? The program.
Joe shot me a filthy look. Yeah.
He had the same, he had the same thought as
we
me.
had an idea, I think it was a half-baked sports idea about a year ago, and it was to combine, because reality TV in New Zealand's
struggling,
fallen by the wayside. Well, like, why don't we combine all the best parts of reality TV and bring it back in one show?
Yeah.
And it was Celebrities on the Block at First Sight. It was David Lomas investigates celebrities on the block at first sight. That's what it was.
Which celebrity would you like to see on the block at first sight?
That's right, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Right before the Masked Stripper. Tell me you wouldn't watch that.
I'd 100% watch the Masked Stripper. 100%.
Tariana Turia? RIP, I think she passed.
Anyway, next one, yours, please.
Hot Take Tuesday. 1. Australia should be replaced on the British and Irish Lions tour rotation by Argentina or Japan. 2. The amount of motor games or golf for man watchers is inversely related to the amount of sex he's having. 3. G Lane and James McConey are directly responsible for record amounts of neutrals supporting the Crusaders in this year's Super Rugby final.
I like that last one.
It is some rapid fire Tuesday hot takes.
Why did we talk about anything else on this podcast? We should just play that. Man, that was insightful.
Okay, so let's tackle the first one. Aussie
should be replaced by Argentina or Japan
in the Lions cycle, because Lions only tour South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia. Is that right? It's pretty much. I've only ever seen them do that, but they did play Argentina on the way here.
Oh, did they?
The Lions,
they got beaten,
lost.
eh?
Yeah, they lost. Right. So I think they're slowly extending out, but not a full tour. I don't know if it's Argentina might justify it. Maybe
is it a Commonwealth thing?
Yeah,
do they only tour colonies?
Yeah, potentially.
So is that why they don't go to Japan? Although, yeah, right, South America.
Second one was that about how much golf you watch.
Yeah.
Inversely relates to how much sex you're having.
Well, I've been doing none of either. So
I've been watching heaps of golf, but I'm not getting any action.
Oh, well, that proves his theory.
Oh, is that okay? Was it? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay, and the other one,
it's just a big FU to you and McConey.
It is really, saying that we've converted every neutral to support the Crusaders, which I don't believe. Having just been in Dunedin, and I've a lot of people who came over and just gave me a hug, gave me a cuddle. It's all right, man. No one wants them to win. No one wanted them to win, and I was like, "Thank you, man. Thank you for your service."
No one beats the Crusaders.
Okay, next one. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day, fellas. Hey, just scrolled across something that said that the St. Paul's head student in 1996 or 1998, I think it was 1998 because that was the year that Daniel Vittori debuted for the Black Caps, was J.M. Lane. Now, I know that G Lane's name is Michael, but I was wondering what the J stands for.
Jew.
Love you fuckers.
Jizz. It was 96. It was 96.
The fact that you're a head student is absurd.
It is.
Keep your enemies.
There's a sad indictment on the state of your high school.
I always said keep your enemies close. I think it was more dangerous to keep me outside of the circle.
Oh, so do you think the principal was going, we need to keep him as close to us as possible here?
Yeah, Steve Cole was his name. Steve Cole, talk like this, okay? Right Saturday.
I've heard Jeremy Wells talk a lot about Steve Cole, right?
Hey, Jeremy, Mike, in my office right now.
Was that was he a capable player?
Yeah, very capable player.
Was that
very, yeah.
Was that who it was?
Player. Very capable player. He'd get into the office, he'd walk past, go, Wells, Lane, in my office. We're like, oh, fuck's sake. We'll walk in there and goes, sit down. You'd sit down and we go, you up Saturday? He goes, yeah, we're good. He goes, okay. You got St. Kitts, okay? Very strong top order, okay? Got to knock off those first ones, first, second. Who's opening the bowling? I was Mark Ball and me. He goes, okay, what do I want you to do? outswingers, okay? Moves off the pitch. I know some kids.
I'm pretty sure he's still with us.
Yeah. Who? Steve Cole?
Yeah, because I think he got
100%.
He got wind of this conversation the last time we were having it and got in touch with Wells, I think. So
Yeah.
he's still knocking about and a friend of the show.
I caught up with him last year at a cricket function. Steve Cole. I welcomed him. I was like, welcome everyone. Good to see my former headmaster, Steve Cole. Hey, mate. Good. Okay. Fine. Good. He's a mentor for the Westlake Boys principal. Okay, Steve Cole. He used to drive a Suzuki Testarossa.
The hell's that?
Like it's a 2-door Suzuki thing.
Like a Jeep sort of
Yeah,
situation.
it was when they went away from the Vitara and tried to go a bit funkier, and he used to drive around the school in the Suzuki Forza.
Hearing you and Wells
You're
talk
up for
about
Saturday?
Steve Cole is so good.
Drive for Saturday?
You guys just wind up and get going.
Yeah, and he such a funny way he used to do it when he used to stand outside his office and people would pass and he'd yell at you and you're like, and he'd come in and go, fuck, what have I done?
What was the worst thing you ever got in trouble for at high school? Did you ever get called in for anything?
I stabbed someone with a compass in the ass in the middle of social studies, but that was as a joke. It was a mate. You go,
Yeah.
But that was pretty low level.
The one I got hauled into the principal's office, me and a mate. I'll say his name, Aaron. And what we did was, I don't know why, we just thought it would be funny. To every car that was parked on the school ground, we put the windscreen wipers up.
Oh yeah.
Just went through and just flicked them up. It's like, oh, they're going to get in their car and their windscreen wipers will be up. And then we got hauled into the principal's office and they were like,
Christ.
you've been damaging private property on the school grounds.
Oh.
And it made this big thing out of it. We were like, oh, I genuinely thought this was going to be a harmless prank. And he sits there and he goes, which one of you did my car? And Aaron goes, wasn't me. So you fucking rat.
Oh.
And so as
And all it was is the windscreen's up.
I know, that's what I thought.
Up.
This is the only thing I ever really got in trouble for, like talking in class, that kind of stuff. But and then he was like, as your punishment, you've got to stand up in front of the school and apologise, which he thought for me was going to be a punishment. But he must have seen my eyes light up when he told me. I was just like, oh, you're going to give me a microphone in front of the whole school? I'm like,
Give me a platform?
You beauty. So, but then he made us write a script for what we were going to do when we apologised. So we wrote a dummy script, had a real script, and he caught wind of it. He's like, nah, shut it all down.
Oh, you did the old double
Double bluff, yeah.
I know I was usually pretty good. It was stupid shit that we'd get up to, but I was usually pretty good. We dug a 3-meter hole out the back of one of the boarding houses, and we used to send the youngsters down there, like down the coal mine, and we'd bring the buckets back up. And we had to put stacked plastic chairs up.
That's the most boarding school shit I've ever
Yeah,
heard.
and the housemaster, Mr. Ailey, he's South African, and he used to grip your neck the whole time. Oh, don't like you, Muckland. And he'd put Digger's...
Oh, so this is where this started.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
this
he'd
is
dig his thumb
interesting.
into Mr. Ailey, I'll kill you. That's what he said. Mr. Ailey, I'll kill you. And anyway, he found the hole. We put like plywood over the hole.
Yeah.
And, plywood, so kids, no one was going to fall down it. Mr. Ely had about 4 or 5 kids, thousands of kids. Obviously lives on site next to the boarding house. And I never forget mate Dave Hall, was chief engineer of the hole. And
He'll be stoked with
Mr.
that.
Ely,
Foreman.
yeah, he was the foreman, and he pulls it all aside and just goes, "What the hell are you doing? Like, why dig a hole?" And he's like, and everyone's like, "Well, nothing else to do. Like, he's dug a hole." And he's like, "What if one of my children had fallen down the hole?" And Dave just goes, "Well, we've got plenty more." Didn't go well for us.
That's always the issue with getting in trouble at high school is you always get first asked why. And the answer is always,
No.
I don't really know. I just
Yeah.
had nothing else to do.
Dug a hole.
Yeah.
The boarders in 7th form at the school I went to, they filled the entire freezer with water, but they did it by every room had a Bible in it, and so you could create a watertight Bible, watertight wall with soggy Bibles.
Oh, yeah.
And so you fill it up a Bible width at a time and just throw random shit in there. It freezes. Do it again to the point where your freezer is an entire block of ice. You open the freezer, there's like fish heads, Bibles, all sorts of shit sticking out of the freezer.
That's good.
It's like being in jail. You got nothing but time.
Yep.
And just the dumbest shit that kids figure out what to do.
And the first year that the third formers, or what are they, year
yeah,
9?
third form.
Are they
year 9, yeah.
Year 9s now. At boarding school, they'd come a couple of days earlier to
Turds.
get used to the boarding facilities or whatever, and make them familiar with the school. And then obviously when you're last year, you're responsible for looking after them or whatever. And then you had to have their first communal shower, which was always difficult for a few of them.
Yeah.
Quite easy for a lot of them as well, because they either come from boarding schools.
Yeah.
And then they'll all be in there. And then we arranged for 2 7th formers to come through. We had full nude with a belt round his waist and a belt off the back like a lead and one through his mouth on the lead, and just walked through the shower just with him on the lead, just through the shower and out the other side. That's while these kids were showering.
Were you boys the same as us? We used to just target relievers, man. And I feel bad about it now. Both my parents are reliever teachers, and we used to just... God, we used to do some horrendous things to the relievers. I spent so much time trying to toast my sandwiches with Bunsen burners in science. That would get you a one-way referral.
Did you ever light your fart with a Bunsen burner?
Yeah, it was, leg hairs was the classic maneuver as well. In the middle of some kind of test, like impractical test, you'd light up your leg hairs and get the whole room stinking out.
Here's a question for you. I was a huge fan of lighting farts at university. Like, I'd always do it in jeans.
I can't see that.
I was always, and you go back and it's obviously a 2-man job. If you had a good friend, you'd light your fart or whatever.
Pull forward.
And we used to just think it was the funniest thing ever. I'm at the stage now where my 13-year-old is desperate to light his fart.
Yeah, he's turning into you.
And so I don't know whether to embrace it. At the moment, I'm like, I don't know if you should be, or whether I go, okay, mate, come over here, put some jeans on, let's go outside. It's going to
if
the dark.
you want to do it, let's do it properly.
Yeah, let's do it properly. Is it like that? It's like when your kid wants to drink, do you just go down there, okay, mate, let's have a beer together?
Look,
or
I'm not naive. I know you're going to be lighting your farts on fire.
Yeah,
right?
let's do
I'd
it.
rather you could talk to me openly about it than you come home pregnant.
Correct. Do I need to have an open?
Yeah.
Do I just stop pretending like I didn't light the shit out of my farts?
I know you're going to drink.
years?
Here's a coffin of Billy Mavs.
Yeah.
Put it down here.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about this on the breakfast show tomorrow. Just times that you disciplined your kids, but you were secretly proud. I know there's so many.
Oh, I've got a lot.
I know there's so
I got a
many.
lot. 69 dog shit. Like,
69 dog shit's right up there.
Yeah.
Oh, which I then, I mean, this is the problem. Then infiltrated my brain, and I tried it at the Heineken factory. Tried to get 69 dog shit printed on a bottle of Heineken, and I got detained at the airport on the way out for it as well.
Anyway, we digressed.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the show tomorrow.
Next one, yours, please.
Are we still on the podcast?
This is some feedback for Mashy. Loved the commentary in the weekend. I thought that was top tier stuff from you. It was a real step up in that department. But then on the podcast today, I don't know if you're recovering from a massive bender.
Yeah.
Can't hear a fucking word you're saying. I don't know whether you're too far from the mic or mumbling or what, but speak up a little, sunshine. We want to hear what you're going to say. Fuck it.
Good feedback.
That's nice feedback.
Yeah, nice feedback.
He knows how I operate. He knows if he was too harsh there, I wouldn't take it in at all.
But also, he was right. Part of your soul was missing.
I wasn't good yesterday.
What did you say? Your mum will.
Yeah, I said you mumble.
I do mumble. I'm open to that feedback.
You
for
said
sure.
your mum will. Like you're just in the corner throwing out mum jokes.
He's lost the plot. He's been broadcasting for too long today. He's lost the fucking
Your
plot.
mum will.
Your mum.
No, I do forget often that people have to listen to this. Sorry.
Your mum
You're right.
forgets.
I'll be a bit.
Open your mouth. Talk into the microphone.
Owl now, brown cow.
Yes.
Hip bath, lavatory,
Alright.
B-day, douche.
Last one. Two-parter to finish with.
Oh.
Yeah, your Monday morning casserole. Hey, fuck up, Manaia. You're saying anybody who sits down isn't a sport, talking about the F1.
He's going to say
I
kayaking.
dare you to say that to fucking
Lisa.
goat on a boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a fair point.
Anyway, love yous, fuckers.
That's a good point.
Honestly, when I sat bolt upright in the middle of the night last night in a cold
Yeah,
sweat,
fellas, call us.
and I thought of nothing other than that.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's come back with more.
Yeah, fellas, call us part 2 or whatever. Fucking just on the back of Manaia downgrading Formula 1. How about you send them out for some hot laps with fucking Murph or something and put him in a go-kart at full tack for an hour and see how his neck and back and arms and shit are feeling. It's real disrespectful, you know. Where's the love?
I had a feeling, you know,
Yeah.
you obviously bagged out Coley, which is standard. But as soon as you started going down the Formula 1 drivers aren't athletes, I was like, this is going to come back and bite you, this one.
Well, it was a brave stance.
It was a brave stance, and good on you for making it.
I think I'm giving voice to a lot of disenfranchised Kiwis who are like, what, I have to give a fuck about motor games now?
Yeah, you do. It's because we're awesome at it.
Also, I don't like the argument of...
Like, is everyone into kayaking?
You don't have to give a shit about it. You just have to not come in and say it's not a sport. I think that's what people are asking.
I said they're not athletes. Oh, no, I do quite often say it's not a sport. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's a sport. You know, a lot of things are hard to do. Doesn't make it a sport. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, you know.
And that's
Okay, here you go.
Updating your rego on time before it elapses. That's hard to do.
Okay, and then here you go. Do you fancy going on a Export Ultra Beer Garden tour to Singapore for the Grand Prix next year?
Yes.
I fucking love F1. Are you kidding? I'm going to be going there anyway. So that's right up my alley.
Rightio.
Charles Leclerc and them.
Hey, for a while,
some of the best athletes on the planet sit in Formula One cars, right? And I'm sick of the disrespect.
Knew it. I knew it. Rightio. That'll do us for the agenda with a breakfast. Thanks for joining us. We're back tomorrow from 6 a.m. on Radio Hauraki and with breakfast with an agenda.
Yeah, join us tomorrow. Your mum will.
Bye.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.